STAND Incorporated, servicing children who are orphaned by death through violence, accidental, or natural causes. Investors, partners, and friends, if you're feeling a little confused or overwhelmed from all of the commercials and investment pitches, I have the right solution for you. Stop, take a deep breath, and focus. If you haven't made your final decision on which organization to invest in and you're wondering, which way do I go? Or just in case you've made your final decision but haven't yet transferred those funds yet, then I still have time to change your mind. So let's get it popping. Put your briefcase down, put your notes aside, and pull out your checkbook. What do you see when you see these two pictures? I see happiness, confidence, and support. The children feel secured and safe to tackle on anything that may come in their way. They're more likely to excel in school as well. According to the Children's Board of Hillsborough County, children who have support at home have fewer behavioral problems and better academic performances. You know, there's one thing these children haven't been taught yet, though: life. Or should I say, death. Death is unexpected, death is shocking, death is pain, anger, guilt, and depression. This little girl in this picture is a child who has said, in the morning, "I love you, Mommy," after kissing her goodbye before she walked in class, but later found out when school ended that the kiss goodbye this morning was her last and final goodbye. Her grandmother chose to put Destiny's final words on her mom's gravestone: "Mom, I love you." Unfortunately, there weren't many organizations at that time in the 80s to help Destiny at that time. But we at STAND Incorporated want to do other than providing separate services for our orphans and grandparents. We want to bridge the connection, a relationship between them. It's important that they strengthen their family foundation and heal both separately and together. This will strengthen a bond which will increase self-confidence and self-worth. What's so special about STAND Incorporated is that we cater to orphans and their grandparents who keep them from this traumatic loss and experience. We at STAND want to make sure that these precious children and honorable grandparents are taken care of and receive the services and resources they need to succeed in life. The problem of this horrible tragedy is that there are more than 200 million orphans in the United States. Almost all of them are bullied in school and drop out by their 10th grade year. What's so devastating is that 2 million of them were sexually exploited in foster homes and abused by sex trafficking. The depression and loneliness becomes so profound that some of them actually commit suicide or later become addicted on prescriptive drugs. Well, it's time to stand for them. It's time to stand for our children who are orphans and do not have the simple advantage of seeing, talking, or playing with mom and dad again. It's time to stand for our children who have a need for services to survive in society, to graduate in high school, and who will be future college graduates and become productive, successful, and confident adults. It's time to stand for our grandparents who are no longer receiving a steady payroll check or retirement fund and having to raise a child all over again with the extreme emotional and financial restraints. It's time to stand for our community that is in need to be a safe environment for our children, for our families, and for our schools and economic development. Our mission is to provide services and advocate resources to help orphan children and their grandparents achieve housing, educational, healthcare, and case management needs to empower knowledge and training, to build or rebuild safer communities, and to improve quality life in children through encouragement and motivation. Our vision is to not only be recognized by state or region, but to be nationally recognized by providing excellent quality services and every orphan child and their grandparents to have improvement on life through encouragement and motivation. We offer housing, education, healthcare, and case management needs and supportive services. Housing such as referrals to the Tampa Housing Authority to receive subsidized housing, Section 8, or a list of landlords who chose to partner with us. We also own 2 apartment buildings that is listed in the South Tampa and Tampa Heights location. Education by providing scholarships, funding for private schools, and college opportunities. Healthcare by giving referrals for free healthcare, and most excitingly, having our very own healthcare clinic, which will provide opportunities for our employment and quality healthcare. Case management needs or supportive services, where we offer high quality wraparound services, which will ensure that each family will get the appropriated amount of services tiered towards their family needs and goals. The organization background is so important, and it holds a story behind its creation as well. STAND Incorporated is a 501c3 organization founded in September 2014 and is located in Tampa, Florida, in the Tampa Heights, Hillsborough County District area. The Chief Executive Officer and founder of the organization, Rashida J. Cummings, used her own personal experiences and past tragedies of becoming an orphan 2 months before her 13th birthday. She lost both parents. She developed a nonprofit to assist elderly grandparents and their children that suddenly left to care for. Mrs. Cummings' father was killed in an instant car accident from an 18-wheel semi-truck. Sadly, her mother was taken from her through violence from a copycat serial killer, which she was murdered from 2 months before her 13th birthday. Mrs. Cummings later moved with her paternal grandmother after the tragic incident. However, due to the lack of health care and proper medical resources, her grandmother passed away of cancer. Well, that is why the organization was created, through the passion, love, and mission Mrs. Cummings was so much desire and fight hard for. She knows all too well of the struggles, disappointment, and lack of support that may get in front of a child to prevent success and confidence. But today, she's a wife, proud mother of 10 beautiful children, and a successful business owner, which when asked from a Channel 10 News, when completing a story of the new opening of her organization, how did you succeed in life from all of your struggles, Miss Cummings? She said with a smile, through God, through love, and through the support of strangers who came into my life. In addition, I want to return the same favor to children and their families who have the same struggles that I did. The organization structure consists of 5 board members, 3 officers to the executive team, 21 employees, and 3 volunteers. We are always looking for more partners to collaborate our mission and vision with. Our partners and affiliations that we have at this time have the same goal as we do and objectives to meet. So let's talk numbers. Last year approved budget from our funding sources, our budget was $529,251. However, this year it increased to over $1 million. This is due to a newly funded contract from the Children's Board of Hillsborough County, which was recently approved on August 10, 2017. The grant kicks off in October of this year, and the term will be for 2 years, awarding $500,000 per fiscal year. We also obtain revenue from the 2 properties that we own on Tampa Heights and South Tampa, and through other donations and investments. Please refer to page 17 to review a complete budget in our strategic manual, and it will list the budget and expenditures for the current year and prior year totals. We are proudly excited of one of our apartments that's called the Dixon Apartments. The Dixon Apartments is one of our properties that we own, which was named in honor of Mrs. Cummings' mother. The building includes 142 units and consisted of 1 and 2 bedrooms. This is what we move our orphans and grandparents into, a place to call home. As you can see, it lists a host of various supportive services for our orphans and for our grandparents to do at the facility. Stand Incorporated served over 1,000 families in the past 2.5 years. Stand Incorporated actually was on the Florida Sentinel and the Tampa Tribune newspaper, expressed in April 2017 that the organization was both powerful and inspiring for our community. Last year's fundraising event was our first golf tournament, and it was successful. It was held at the Sand Key Resort in Wesley Chapel. Also, a story from the ABC Action News was shared from a family who was a grandmother that was 69 years old, Mrs. Brown. She had 3 grandchildren aged 4, 6, and 10 who lost her son and daughter-in-law from a fatal car accident, and explained that if it hadn't been for Stand Incorporated, her and her grandchildren would became homeless today. We are looking to also build a new healthcare clinic in 2019. The land is already under contract. The clinic will be actually across the street from Dixon Apartments. This would allow the grandparents to have better health care at a short distance. We are also looking into partnerships with the City of Housing, City of Tampa, the HUD, and part of other. This will, create business opportunities ahead for the community, for the state, and for the city. We understand that our goals and objectives cannot continue success without adequate funding, though. We need you. I'm going to say that one more time. We need you. I challenge for everyone to join with me and stand. Stand has a partner. Stand has a friend. Stand as a stranger that came into the life for these orphans and grandparents. According to John chapter 14:18, it says, I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. So as I said before, it is our goal for every child has an adult to look back over their shoulder and say, I'm still standing. Here I am. Here I go. Here I stand.